The first candidate is Yoli Bell. Yoli has lived in Mesquite for almost 20 years. When she arrived, there were only 3,000 residents, and she and her husband, Alan Bell, took a job as, her husband, Alan Bell, took a job as the Director of Public Works for the city. Bell has helped found many of today's thriving organizations, like the Lions Club, the Family Resource Center, the Economic Development Commission, and the Chamber of Commerce. In 2001, after a bout with cancer, she founded the Mesquite Cancer Help Society, where she is still the executive director. Yoli, you have 5 minutes, okay?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. Integrity and accountability is all I've ever known. These traits I value. My father taught me that only through self-esteem and truthfulness can one truly be successful in life. He's been gone for 46 years, but I believed in him, what he stood for and how he ran his business. He had a taxi business. My work ethic and dedication then and now has been nothing less than what I have been taught, what I value, and what I live by. There are specific issues that I feel very strongly about, one being citizens' perception on how certain council issues are handled. Key agendas that are of great interest and concern to individuals have to be expounded on with the facts. I will commit myself to being available to anyone who has a concern that needs facts clarified.
Could you stand up, because we back here can't see you or hear you?
You would make me do that, wouldn't you? Now they're going to see my knees trembling. Okay, I got distracted here. A second issue that I am very concerned about and have been since I've been here for almost 20 years is the identifiable downtown or unidentifiable downtown. It's a complex topic. You know, it's easy to say it's blighted, but the fact remains that the definition of blight in itself is quite complex. I sincerely believe that through research, collaboration, and communication, changes for improvement are possible. And I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that. I will diligently explore the availability of resources, starting with art, grants, creating a city center park, revitalizing exterior old buildings. Some of these buildings have been in families for many, many years. My thought is, let's create some of these windows. For instance, Mesquite Furniture, do maybe a mural of the history of the pioneers of Mesquite. I respect the pioneers, as I think many of you probably have parents that pioneered other cities. And so we have to admire their tenacity and the fact that they love their city as well as we do. Okay? Businesses are required to pay up front if they're involved with the RDA, which is the redevelopment agency. The problem here is that some of them do not have the money to put up front and wait to be reimbursed. So I have actually spoken to the city of Mesquite at Economic Development, and I posed a couple of questions, and he said, you know, the idea of rebates, the idea of grants are all excellent, and we are always open to investigating and possible options. Attracting business. In 1997, we grew 47%. This town was booming. We couldn't keep up with it. Needless to say, we have slowed down tremendously. We need to evaluate what Mesquite needs at this point to equate local skills with the types of businesses that are needed. For example, distribution, manufacturing, and industry. We need to provide educational incentives. These businesses need to provide educational incentives, advancement, and possibility for long-term stability. I feel I'm the best choice for filling one of the 3 council seats because I'm very capable. I have the time, energy, fortitude, and character needed to be the kind of councilwoman that can easily roll up her sleeves and work hard at giving the people of Mesquite the kind of representation that they deserve. For almost 20 years, I have given and been a community advocate. Now I ask for your vote and confidence in my capacity as a straightforward individual to be your next city councilwoman. I stand firmly in the belief that the voice of the people and the voice of city council must be heard collectively.
Thank you, Joan. Our next candidate is Ms. Delaney here. She's running for city council and says it should not be taken lightly. Cindy Delaney said, as she explained why she was running for office, "When I saw the list of those who had applied, I did not see a strong business advocate. With all of the things that are going on in Mesquite right now, we need someone who is strong on business and wants to help keep business success." Cindy used to own the Mesquite Local News and sold it to the Las Vegas Review-Journal in 2009. She owned Delaney Studios and currently owns Mesquite Communications, which publishes a tour guide that promotes Mesquite. She has lived in Mesquite for 8 years and loves it, and that's why she is running.
First of all, I want to say, everybody, I am so pleased to see this building full. Do you know how many events are going on tonight? I was running late because I was over at the Salvation Army event, and it was packed as well. And I know there's something going on down at the art gallery, and there's several things going on tonight. What's exciting about that is what it tells me about Mesquite, is that Mesquite is an involved community. And I'm loving that we're coming back to where we used to be. When I moved here in 2005, we were an involved community. We had a sense of community, and I want to see that return. At that time, of course, the economy was booming, and so were businesses in Mesquite. We were building shopping centers and office buildings left and right. Now they sit empty. We need to fill those spaces because we need jobs for people. We need people to be able to pay their bills. We need younger people to be here in Mesquite. Now I look across the room and I see a lot of people here that are probably retired. But you know what? You want services. I want services. And most of those come from some of our younger families. Well, we need jobs for those people. We need to attract new business to Mesquite. I think you're going to see what somebody else used this term, but I'm going to borrow it, called the winds of change coming in Mesquite. And that is with the new MRB and the chamber working together, and they are already starting meetings. I think you're going to see some exciting things start to happen in Mesquite. And we need to get out there and promote that. We need to make sure that we're getting the services and the businesses that we need in Mesquite to keep Mesquite vital, to keep it sustainable. We need to make sure that we know what we want, and you know, we don't always get to decide, because sometimes it's easy to say, and here's one of my favorites because it's what I would like, I'd really like to see a Wendy's go in over there where Arby's was. I bet a bunch of you agree with me. I really like their chili and their baked potatoes. But anyway, that's not the point. Unless Wendy's wants to come here, we don't get to pick. So we have to have somebody going out and lobbying for that, saying, hey, come look at us, come see what we have to offer. But sometimes it boils down to rooftops, and so they don't come. Lots of people say, oh, we want an Olive Garden. Well, I'd like one too, but we don't have the rooftops. But we need to start growing again so that we can start attracting these businesses like we used to. Like I said, in 2005, let's face it, it seemed like every business that came to town was doing well. Now we've got businesses that are struggling. We also need advocacy. We need to find out why people think that we're not business friendly. When they've been trying to work on it at City Hall, they've been trying to find out what's going on, but we need to find out why we're considered not friendly to businesses. And we need to change that. We need to fix that, because businesses increase our tax base. They give us jobs. And if those businesses are increasing a tax base, that means you're not going to have to pay as much taxes somewhere down the line. It helps reduce rates on a lot of things. And it also gives you those services that you so need. And why am I running for city council, and why do I think I'm the best candidate? I've been involved in Mesquite ever since the day I got here. Fell in love with the people of this town and never fell out of love. I know that there have been some not so nice things happen in this town, and that broke my heart. But I look around this room and see so many faces that I dearly love. And I can say, you know what? We need to bring back that sense of community, and we need to really push for who we want to be and grow our identity. She's looking at her watch, so I guess it's time for me to hush. Anyway, I'm Cindy Delaney. I need your vote to make a positive difference in Mesquite.